So today I want to speak about infidelity. A idea who did you agree? A bit more, A lot of people have lost direction in life. They've lost their sanity.
Yeah.
They've lost their purpose on this earth, their assignment, because of the issue of infidelity. Infidelity near there, it did grosser. Because who did you with me? The stress level be man, one chance you can lose your life.
Yeah.
There be a bit me lose your life, you know. And that's with me one can even to commit suicide near there, no. I be meet mama, you lose focus in life. And need to be a new be, no.
Yeah.
You find the grosser. Now infidelity, no. It's about say obini ni party no ma worry. Na bia be na be mana fa oba nichi. And I say oba na fa be manichi. Now in this age of technology, no. Social media near there, no. WhatsApp near there, no. Another level of bebem, which is also part of the infidelity.
Okay.
On the first, na quite say oba fa ne kunu no be fukoda.
Yeah.
And now be ma fa ne yiri no be. That's where we look at. But now with the coming of technology, no, and our social media near there, no, Facebook, WhatsApp, this there, no, there are people who are physically only nipanenda, but the things they are doing, obi or worry, no, and this all yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, ultimately sending nude pictures. You cannot be a married person and sending nude pictures to another person.
Wow.
It's an act of infidelity. So first na go to say oh so bi ni obi koda our worry ofini ile chi obi ni koda and also say oh baby fini kruji ni obi koda hona na yehwe but now dynamics no maybe asesa where you are physically with your partner ukuna na oyire but chat bi oni obi chat no abe a problem ama worry no.
Yeah.
Chat on nipa chatting, conversations they are having. So amorous relationship, no.
Yeah.
Say, Bema wawana American and Oba wawari to me sending nude pictures, man nipa for It's an act of infidelity.
Yeah.
Now, infidelity is here. Sometimes no. Edi akwadabe.
Yeah.
Ushe for some time now. There's a certain trend now. Bema ni obatina say do baby a BBC a e ko DNA tester ni unsa kura ni ba. Inti when there's an act of infidelity no sometimes it results in akwada enye ni nyina na obo say okunu ni obi akowo ana say oyini ni obi akowo ebi wa ohun say akwada bi mu ebi so wa you know say me could me who so new be trimpna and on new be da and I said by the chat near me no the WhatsApp chats near the Facebook messages any pictures and any send no I'm me who say my husband is involved in and I say me is involved in an act of infidelity. Say infidelity here yenka odemu when I say yenka odemu you can't just sit down and say me kunu ni obi akoda wa wo ba
ti atrans ya resolve
me yire ni obi da ana me yire afa mechi akonyinsa mo bi nti e ba be trans ni akani no because when infidelity see it leads to mistrust. The moment there's an act of infidelity, no
trust will be
trust is gone.
Yeah.
Number two, people become emotionally wounded. And that is what the problem is. When there's an act of infidelity, no, who kuna now you refer to no biko and no be da and I through the chat inside no man. People are emotionally wounded. They are broken. And that is why me start here. And I was saying, say, it can lead to death. You can die.
Yeah.
Because of the emotional wounds now suffer. You can go even into depression. You can lose your sanity. Your health can be affected. In fact, your desire to live on this earth again, no. So when yamwa, and no.
Na man for me commit suicide no.
Say when you lose the desire, say obe chance as so one. Then what are you here for?
Yeah.
Na certain tendencies never wa bi mu. Say me cry the AC no. Me that to me recover. Because obi was suddenly see because of the emotional pain, ni wounds no, they are unable to recover again in life.
Yeah.
Infidelity no is an act of betrayal. You feel betrayed. And the moment to be feel say be betrayed no. No. And that's why I say the moment there's an issue of infidelity in marriage, okay, and you have proof. So sometimes no, you are suspecting the person, but only proof. Then make they will prove.
Yeah.
So you have the proof, messages, new pictures. So when you look to prove no.
Yeah.
The moment suddenly see, it becomes an act of betrayal. On some more warrior, institution na warrior no. Nyamina di ba nipa. And that is where most of the time people miss out. You see, institution na warrior no. Nyami, and the catch Adam say, it was not good for the man to be alone.
Yeah.
I'll make him a helper.
Yeah.
So institution na warrior no. Nyamina di ba. The essence of it no, is for companionship and for procreation. Marriage is for companionship and procreation. Now, more warrior, you become one in spirit and in emotions. And without permission, no, say o partner ni obi koda. What is happening is without your permission, no, or the body no, ade mo obi na nipa ni use. Say eti aware say pass it eti. When you marry, spiritually and emotionally, you become one. Until bibi on say something we can you repent why wild.
Yeah.
O can you repent why wild. Because sometimes bibi hani kunu spiritual or feely. And because you have become one, say nipa need to be fa sa oneness no. E dey call bibi fofora. You feel betrayed. Because without your permission, no, and nipa ni yes sir. And that's why I say when there's an issue of infidelity, no, it's an act of betrayal.
Yeah.
And it leads to emotional pains and wounds. You see, emotionally, no, you are broken because of some oneness na nipa ni yes idea no. And because you are emotionally broken, no, it becomes a problem to you. And then now we can say when it happens to there's an issue of mistrust. It is infidelity here. The first thing you do is to sit down and say, okay, I did we see what is the way forward.
Yeah.
Obi a team be a team. Se okunu fa ochi no ni obi kowo no obi oni obi da. Oyiri fa ochi no ni obi kowo no ni obi da. Mamo obi an kanche say sana memate. God, that's what we do. So where the say memma dear. Don't accept that thing. Oh, your bar. No worry. I no worry. Now kuni to be new be koda on in the war. No evidence, so new be da. My mo be an kanche say a memma na yesa. And inquiry.
So we there no memma.
Oh, memma dear, say memma dear. But the truth of the matter is that you memma nyana yesa. So we cannot say sana memma. Because you see, when you do that, what you are saying is that media and family, even though I've betrayed you, even though I've caused emotional pains, even though I've wounded you,
yeah,
even though trust is undermined, you know, and no. And that's what we can say. When there's an issue of infidelity, no, pemwa externally.
Yeah.
Because you see, your parents to talk about it, your father, your mother, or your own yanum. And sometimes because they are not professionals, and because of the pain no money to us here, no, they feel say woman no kasa no ano no obia ono beka infidelity asem so resolve it. Now when me am out to heal no, don't listen to the person. I repeat, when there's an issue of infidelity, na obi bem be your pastor elder obi ofere no mbe kasa. Now when me am nipa na who has been wounded emotionally to heal no, don't listen to such a person. Only solution, because that pain no, enough for the rest of your life you're going to deal with it. So nipa no be beka oh Bible nisi fa boniche and all that, but se nipa no ntumi amwa healia, that thing will come back. That pain into nko. Do you watch here when people call you? So me kunu ye bibi say no. And I ebe friend ni kasa ye.
Yeah.
Na me feel say me dey ache no. But eche no.
Yeah. You huna kura na me bu.
Fantastic. So the point is that when there's an issue of infidelity, na obi bem so no mbe kasa. Obi o ha obeba like na me ka no. Obi o jumon penny, obi o unia penny, sister penny, or auntie uncle. Na omunim be kasa. Say this is what has happened. Ukuna jia to me so ni obi akowo. Oya jia to me say ni charts was sending need pictures and man be ma foforo and you are wounded no. Say nipa nim be kasa. And the person is unable to help the one who has been wounded to heal no. Don't listen to such a person. Whatever solution or the mam no, it's not complete. The package is not complete. So when they come and they are talking, no me you know get to me say oh okay say no makasa ya bomba fetch okunu peka mano to join mano and all that. Now when to be a mouth process how be healed. Because that's what you need. Because you are emotionally wounded, you know, you need healing. It is if the person cannot give you that after no makasa no, go with me their chedi pano.
Yeah.
With me bibia. But once you are wounded and you don't go through a process of healing to become a better person, no, the nipa na ye no, we will have solution.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep on having oh na me fi se me de na che no. Oh na me hu se me ni ex ye bibi. And I say na me fi se me de ye trans na ye kan ye. But e chi me hu sa de ne ye de ham catch counsel say me nia help.
Yeah.
Because when you speak to the couple, the question is, what is the way forward? Tell me no more kasa. What you say. But going forward, you know, because I'm emotionally wounded, because trust is undermined, you know, what do I do? Because I'm wounded.
Yeah.
Only a kasa Matthias say me their channel, you find everything. Say unya so okay, you have to treat it.
Yeah.
And because of that act of infidelity, no, which has led to mistrust, which has led to emotionally being wounded, you know. So only a kasanam the cheni panam ye be what is the way forward for the marriage? What solution are you giving us?
Yeah.
In fact, me and nipane wounded me no. How can I live in that marriage and be happy for the rest of my life? And this is where the problem is. And that is why if there's an issue of infidelity, no, seek proper help. Minkanso papa ni umamikas ni ukasamenti. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Minkanso pastor ni ukasamenti. No. Minkanso boss ni ukasamenti. No. I'm saying says nipa ni umbe kasa. You no so you fache okunu and all that. The question you have to ask the person is say, please going forward, you know, how are you going to help me to heal? How are you going to help me to trust my spouse again? Because only me kasa, na me the channel. Not going forward, I'm unable to trust the person. It's just a matter of time. I'm wearing the So, see me, me can't say papa no casamenti. No, me can't say pastor no casamenti. No. So no can say you no be say daddy, mommy, uncle, aunt, my brother, senior brother, me whatever. Say see ana de nesina I'm emotionally wounded. Na mean to me Jimmy Krundi no. Going forward for the rest of the marriage life no. Me yen e
Yeah.
And that is where you need proper counseling. And go through a process of healing. Because one year, sir, a woman didn't beba. And the more you do that, most are worrying, oh, keke, weninji. Now, our spouse made me idea, oh, yeah, you know. Be on chimpenebium. Only baby and nebium. No baby and nebium. But the question is, can you trust the person? Now, because you don't trust no, your attitude towards the person will change. David Okwejuma, na about 4, 5, 6. Na on you be a you be a juman no while later no, you will panic.
Yeah. You think say still a coso.
Because you have not got a solution. So when there's an issue of infidelity, no, please look for proper counseling. They speak to you and you go through a process of healing. And don't let anybody tell you, so, oh, I'm mad as son of Muti and no. The next point is that, say, infidelity, sia. Nipana, the person who has been wounded because of that act of infidelity, no. Nipano bedie. Because sometimes, no, for that person who has been wounded to heal fast, no, nipa no wounding, no, has a role to play. I repeat, if there's an act of infidelity, it is so you didn't know be a koda, who could not be that out of the marriage, or be a kowo, and all that. And I say through nude pictures, WhatsApp chats, conversation be on you be here, no. Obi wa worry should not be doing that. No who's an your manoa. For you who has been wounded, you know, the question is, nipa no yes no. For you to be healed faster, no, also wow.
Yeah.
If the person's attitude becomes like, oh, na say we dey remember no ma. Ada unkwa minkwa na machiti da. Anya me pen na me wo yire am no bi akowo. When you say things like this, you are destroying somebody's child. So what I was saying was that, say, infidelity is here. Obi a wounded obi. Nipa no committed sa act, no. The other partner is wounded. Trust is undermined. Wuna we wounded nipa no. For the person to heal faster, your attitude is very important. Say, oh, attitude you poor. What hanipa no? Oh, now, for example, Bema Huni ye nude picture with another man, and also need another man chat be on chat no. And your idea will be our also yes or no. Oh, the problem we are having is that in Kofu baby a warrior, they don't even understand what marriage is. That's one. The other thing is that people are unable to keep the sanctity of the marriage. And it's one of the biggest problems we are having. Say, I'm not for worry, but to keep the sanctity of the marriage, you know, I'm to me, yes, sir. Say, me, my worry. In the mean to me, Bema for some conversation be.
Yeah.
Oh, mean to me, near Baffo for some setting, yet to me, one comment for me because I'm married. You see, you need to keep the sanctity of the marriage. Because marriage, you know, is sacred. And you need to keep the sanctity of it. But so won't see sir. So you think oh make me a worry. Na me me ex e chat na ye keka o things e dey.
Send dey nya.
Hwanye bibia, say minim na me hu. You see, who yes sir, unti a worry ase and you are unable to keep the sanctity of the marriage. It is infidelity this year. Who nipa na we won your partner no. Your attitude and a be man nipa na heal faster. The question is, if there's an issue of infidelity, trust is undermined, somebody is wounded, way forward with her now. Can the marriage survive?
Afterwards.
Because you see, what do we do?
Yeah.
So the question is, when there's an issue of infidelity, can we continue to marry or not? The answer is yes and no. Yes, the trust that has been destroyed, can be restored.
Okay.
Through the process of healing. That's why you have to get somebody who understands the oil in terms of counseling. Other than that, so the issue of infidelity konipanwa, obema more problems. Because the fact say what worry now issue of infidelity abemunu does not mean that your life should be destroyed. You must still live your life. Because there are people who are not married, but they are doing things. It is a worry. Now there's an issue of infidelity. Does it mean say that's the end? No. That's why I say yes and no. Yes, because someone a proper counselor, they go through proper process of healing, that trust can be restored. And sometimes, you can even say, proper counseling, going forward, your marriage becomes better. When the one who offended you and who was wounded, or learning lessons,
yeah,
and then or moving away from those things, one can say, "Ampa, me kuna na mire." Yes, or the need pictures sending the ex, or you say, but I didn't see any proper counseling. I am healed. Trust, we are putting mechanisms. Into mami kunuku ana mire abe a better person, mami. So I'm not saying say when there's an issue of infidelity, and it's just our no.
Yeah.
Nipa na wa suffers our pain. The question you ask the person is simple: do you want to be in this marriage or not? Don't let us force people to be in marriage. Environment they are toxic.
Yeah.
When there's an issue of infidelity. When there's an issue of infidelity, near the assembly anymore. Don't force people to be where they have been wounded. You have to also give the person a chance to ask. And I will be standing and say, do you want to be in this or not? As a counselor, based on the answer, and the type of counselor,
okay.
I can't come and say I'm a counselor. Oh, this one, the Bible says this. And this and that and that and that.
Just let it go.
No. No. It's not done that way. That is why even the Bible says that unless for marital unfaithfulness, you can leave.
Yeah.
Because Jesus knows how painful it is to be with somebody and you before you know maybe emphata. Just say, unless for marital unfaithfulness, that is why you need to ask the person what suffers our pain, who doesn't trust the spouse again, say, do you want to be in this or not? Give that person that option. And now as a counselor, based on the answer, so say a person train more, the counseling will. So some person be train more, and also counseling will. But you see how quickly your attitude, offend your spouse, that you have brought that about that issue of infidelity, attitude going forward, a better process, they're very important.
Yeah.
Because you see, yes, I want to be in the marriage. No, I don't want to be inside. So then I'm can counseling. Because people are beginning because of the emotional pains not go through. I didn't see no. With my catches so cancer me person worry you. But as you take the person through the process of healing, the person maybe do baby and say okay, even though I'm cancer me person I think I want to be in.
Okay.
Because of the attitude of my partner. Because of nipa na menene wo awarem the way I mean say what something even though beginning na me person metrimu no counseling now the mam na ma coach propose me healing no I think now I have the energy to go in again. Obiso obeka cho say yes metrimu, but as you take the person through the counseling processes and the attitude of the partner no obet make say even though I can't say metrimu no maybe I made me say I can be on my own, I want to go.
Yeah.
Very important. No, which I said, that's why I said yes and no.
Yeah.
No, mean but through the process, no. Or also no, I'll be inside because of what you have done for us. But the person who has offended or wounded the partner has a major role to play when it comes to the process of healing. It is sometimes, as a counselor, me mamu roadmap. So going forward, we monitor, share. Sometimes it's not easy. Okay, especially when we wound in the so you will be our conscience. You will only conscience, or yes, I don't know when but you will be our conscience, no. Almost all you didn't we are now know who are. na de na be bed na ma load nti ukwa na why sadie no you that you have even offended your spouse by the act of infidelity no ebedu baby no you need help because you be a conscious no kasa we sadie you know nu ho a so when you help in terms of healing in terms of proper counseling we say ebedu baby no sa guilt no ebe ma load say obi wo to me yes adie no weni no genuinely we repent but say we nya proper counseling no we nya mwa so emwa no it's not only for the person who has been wounded nipa no so we wound nipa no so obi o conscience ade ha no so onu no hu wie a so we nya mwa going forward no obo say na fi the person is over pleasing the spouse because of the guilt no carry no today be me don't know you see because if you say every time no no so that person can no need help to come to that point and say yes I did this me I'm humbled me want my spouse to go through the process of healing me so me need more so that going forward no I can focus on my life and live a normal life other than that you over please your partner because of the things you think say you have done,
which could also end up having effects on
you. It can become counterproductive. It's very important, and that is why issues of infidelity that's why issues of infidelity no can make people lose their sanity. That's why the issue of infidelity no can make people lose the essence of life while they're on this earth. They don't trust anybody again. Because sometimes they see no fear anymore. Going forward, they can't even trust anybody when it comes even to business. Going forward, do you want to be in another relationship? Can you trust the person? Because of what you have suffered. That's why it's very important to get help and heal. And when there's an issue of infidelity, it does now. Don't jump into relationship. Also, be was I didn't see. Oh, me couldn't be down. Mr. Mekono be nada.
Tit for tat.
Don't do that. Yes, I understand. Sometimes because of the pain, almost want to me. You can't concentrate. And he says, I didn't see. Oh, me ni ex chimp only the ex exchanging messages. Oh, okay. Mr. Me come ex yo. Mr. Zamba I'm just going.
Tears him be.
Mbabe tears him dem pebi anuma. Don't do that because of the pain. Because sometimes you do yes sir. Sometimes when you do that no, because you have conscience. Also be yes or not here. To be busy on this side yes sir. Then becomes a problem. When there's an issue of infidelity, it is by definition no. Oyire if you cheat. And I said by chats on WhatsApp and messages and nude pictures and all that, seek proper help. So we know be kasa, fetch and all that. Now into me amount the way forward as to how for the rest of your life you're going to live on this earth without that emotional pain. Then you can have solution. And that is why sometimes you many me come and they can't want them. Let me fix me their channel. Now me feel say me ya account me feel say me their channel. But the point is that who their channel, but can you trust the person? Say oh you ni who naked man. Now sudden bout him can you function?
I'm saying you should be happen. Sometimes you will be afraid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because to you you have been betrayed. To you I didn't know who kunu I didn't know who in private obi so hwebi.
Yeah.
So when they bring that into you again, can you have the edge for it? When it's in your mind, say I didn't mention in private, obi so hwebi.
Yeah.
Can you deal with it? And that is where you need proper counseling, proper help. Don't let anybody tell you stories. You have the option either to leave or stay. That's why you ask the person, do you want to stay or leave?
Yeah.
The answer is yes and no. No, because sometimes you be call baby say, oh, na mpesa me call. But metna. We so say metna. But they say because of the strength I have now, when people are broken, they don't know what to do. But when you take them through proper counseling and they become healed, then they are on their feet. They say emotionally, I'm ready. I'm ready to leave, or I'm ready to stay. And the attitude of the person who has offended you, who has wounded you, is very important. Because when there's an issue of infidelity, infidelity is an act of betrayal. It leads to emotional pains and wounds, and leads to mistrust. The question is, can you trust your spouse going forward? Should the marriage collapse because of that? Because if you cannot trust the person and you are not healed, you'll be destroyed. Because infidelity can lead to death, you can lose your sanity, you can lose the essence of which one is earth. And the reason why all these things are happening is because we don't understand the sanctity of marriage. So be our worry no. Maybe you are on to me. Seek help when there's an issue of infidelity.